Cancer, new moon in Taurus. This is your reading for this time. Take what resonates. As always, leave what doesn't. We're in interesting times, as always is the case at the moment. Cancer. So this is your reading. Thanks for joining me. If you have joined me before, thanks so much for coming back. And if you haven't, thank you very much for joining me. Liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that good stuff. Let's get into it. And we always go through and clarify with a few other decks here, Cancer. So coming out Cancer is independent. We've got the Nine of Discs. We can say straight off the bat that we're in some ways feeling very independent, well able to look after ourselves and also surround ourselves with things that we do value very much. There's a beautiful image, of a figure in a garden surrounded by animals and plants. It's very earthy. It's a very Taurian kind of thing, Cancer. And it's a great position to be in. The thing, I guess, here is that we do need others. So at the same time, it's good to be independent, but we do need other people in our lives and all that sort of thing. A kind of nice free flow going on. We've then got the Princess of Swords, who really is fighting an unknown enemy because there really isn't really anything behind those clouds in the Thoth deck, or that the princess, being a adolescent kind of character, is not like the queen, does not have the same level of clear sight, right? So there's a lot of energy here that's expended in a kind of defense where defense is not necessary. Maybe think about that in your own world at this time where defense is not really necessary. There is no current enemy. You know what I mean? It sounds a bit combative, doesn't it? But so it is about energy spent for really, because of lack of sight, maybe, those cumulus clouds will depart, and then we will see clearly and we'll realize that, it's, of course, it's a sword, so it's all about the mind. And of course, as I said, that's where the Queen of Swords sees very clearly what is out there. But you're seeing very clearly, Cancer, what your resources are. Nothing's they're not being threatened, is what I'm saying. We've got the Two of Wands here. You see where your authority is, or, how it works. Like, what do you have authority over? Control over? What are your resources? Well, you know what your resources are. Nine of Discs. They're surrounding you. Two of Wands is a great card. All the twos are about making a decision based on what you're seeing, not what you're not seeing. Then we have Magicians, Magus, the beautiful mercurial Tahuti, Mercury, Quicksilver, messenger of the gods, translating and transitioning between different realms, very much at ease with everything that is required to perform the tasks that are required. So you're in a good position, Cancer, whether you see that or not. And of course, if I didn't say at the beginning, these are general readings. Take what resonates and just leave what doesn't. You're on the right track. Three of Wands. You're on your good track. Let's look at the Nine of Discs for Cancer. We can clarify that. Nine of Discs, exactly what I was saying. we've got the Two of Wands twice. Again, your resources, your authority, you're projecting into Nine of Wands. What you value is around you. You're in a good position, independent position. You can utilize your resources. Princess of Swords. Flailing around. Princess of Swords. As opposed to seeing something as an obstacle, or not seeing it but imagining it to be an obstacle, we get the Four of Cups. We're getting offered something. We're getting offered something, and sometimes we don't see it as an offering or an opportunity. Think of it like that, an opportunity, because it's not in the same form that we recognize. And I do see here that there's an opportunity that you're feeling like you need to defend. Oh, funny tooth. You feel like you need to defend something here, but it's actually an offering. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Oh. Funny tooth. Strange. Two of Wands. Indeed. And one more, please. Just want to get a little bit more on that. Okay. Page of Cups. On the Two of Wands. We're clarifying this. So there's a decision. We've got resources. We know what we have control over, what we've got authority over ourselves. Then we have the Page of Cups coming in, offering. An offering that is small, just like the offering here. It's not small, it's just that you don't recognize it as an offering. You're seeing it more as something that you need to defend yourself from. I mean, it's kind of clear, isn't it? Then you've got this page, a small cup, a small gift, a small emotional offering. You don't need to be threatened by that. Maybe you don't trust it, because we've got the Page of Wands coming up at the same time with the Page of Cups. Wands of the Will, of course, in this deck they're called rods. This is a youthful, experimental character. So there's a level of not wanting to upset the apple cart, Cancer, I feel, for you. Let's look at the Magician, because is this someone from the past that's coming back and you think they're going to screw with you or screw stuff up? Magician, please. Magician. Or is it something to do with family coming in? For some, I think possibly. It's like being sort of self-made and coming from a position where you did have to, you know, you're self-made, you've built things up for yourself, and someone comes in with an offering, with an opportunity, but there's a requirement involved in it that you don't trust, is what I'm getting. We're looking at the Magician, and it's interesting because we get the Ten of Discs, which in the Thoth deck, which is my main deck, the Ten of Discs is called wealth, because we're seeing it all around us. Yes, we are. In my mind, though, that the Ten of Discs is also about what we value and loyalties and where we come from and what is our foundation. Maybe these are all questions that you've been questioning. But the thing is with the Magician, like, this is about movement. So it's not necessarily, you can have good strong foundations and have the ability to move quite freely as well. You can. With that, we've got the King of Pentacles. I do see this as being you. It's either you or someone that's making an offering that could potentially be your King of Pentacles, a reliable, benevolent, reliable, sensible kind of person. Cancer. Anyway, excuse me, let's get a Brian Froud. We have to stick to one narrative. Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy. We get the Bright Mother. Got another card there. We've got the Bright Mother, beautiful, shining, holding that moon, a wealth of experience, a lot of respect from others. This is, I see you to be that, Cancer. Illuminated somehow. Holding the balance, resting in the rhythms, between that new moon and full moon. It's very earthy, very Taurian sort of card. A confident archetype. We then have the Oak Men, well-rooted foundations. This is communication and underground networks, right? And the root system. Something about, as I was saying about your foundations, you can still be in a flow and have strong foundations. We all need that, but we need flow. We sort of need air to be moving through it, Cancer. So it's all kind of interesting. We'll just grab a animal spirit. And we get the beautiful zebra. Beautiful zebra. And I just hear like it's just going hidden in plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. I don't know, something about camouflage, It's a positive reading. It should, and I hope it is received as a positive, really encouraging reading, Cancer. On that note, ka kite, take good care and enjoy this new moon in beautiful Taurus.